Hi, I'm Callie King from CRK Training, and welcome back to our weekly riding and training video. In today's video, we're going to work on mastering transitions. And if you're not sure what a transition is, it is basically a change in speed. So it's going from halt to walk, walk to trot, trot to canter, and downward transitions are canter to trot, trot to walk, and so on. So this is going to build on the previous two videos, the basic equitation and the using your seat to ride. So if you haven't got a chance to watch those yet, you might want to go back and take a quick look. But what we're going to go over is how to keep your transition smooth and fluid. It doesn't matter if you show or not. If you do show in any kind of dressage, hunt seat, anything, transitions are obviously very important to doing well. And even if you just ride for pleasure, good transitions can really make the difference between just a nice, comfortable ride and a ride that feels like it's kind of a fight between you and your horse. So we're going to start off with, I'm stopped here, and this is Molly, by the way, my Holsteiner mare. So we're stopped here. When I ask her to walk forward, I'm just going to go forward with my seat, and she walks. And we went over that a little bit in the using your seat to ride video. Now the key to getting good transitions is basically planning ahead a little bit. So you don't want to just, for example, if I'm asking her to trot, I don't want to just give her a big old thump in the side and ask her to trot on. I want to give her a little bit of time, set her up, and ask her to move forward. So for example, here we're walking, I'm going to ask her to trot with a little more movement of my seat, and we trot on. And now when I want to bring her back to a walk, I'm going to sit down, slow my movement, and we walk. And if you noticed, I kind of slowed my posting a little bit at the trot first before I just walked. So the rider is obviously, as with anything, plays a huge role in getting the good transitions. You have to create the transition. You can't just expect your horse to stay balanced. And that's another key. When a horse goes through the transitions, balance is a huge part of it. So they have to really use their hind end, keep their hind end underneath of them, to be able to do that transition in a way that feels smooth and is comfortable for you to ride. So I'm just going to show you a few again. Up into the trot, just a little movement with my seat. Back to the walk, slowing down, sitting deep, halt. So all I'm doing is changing the amount of motion through my hips. So I ask her to go forward, I stay nice and loose and allow her to go forward, or I tighten up and ask her to stop. Go forward. Now we've got some horses running around the farm today, so Molly's a little bit distracted by all that. All right, I'm going to go back into the trot. Now if I get a little bit bigger post, she's going to follow that and get a little bigger trot. If I post a little slower, she should follow that and trot a little slower. If I ask for the canter, it's all just in my seat and trot and walk and stop. So everything is very smooth and fluid, and she's good and responsive. She's really used to my style of riding, and she's obviously very tuned in to the cues that I give through my seat and my leg. If you have a horse that's not quite as tuned in and isn't listening, you might have to follow up for an upward transition with a little bump, bump, bump with your leg. Or if you're doing downward transition on a horse that starts to get stiff and bracy and doesn't want to slow down, you want to use some half halts. So basically think slower, slower, okay, now stop, or do your downward transition. So that's really the key to mastering transitions. One is using your seat, so asking for with your seat, stiffening up that movement to slow down versus always just squeezing and kicking to go forward or pulling on the reins to slow down. And the other step is planning ahead, making it smooth. So not just thinking, ooh, stop, but instead of thinking slow it and stop. So that are your 2 keys to mastering transitions. Good luck with your horse at home. Leave a comment to let us know how it goes. And if you like this video, please share it, like it on Facebook, and we'll see you next week. Thanks.